Okay. Hello, you guys. This is Pam with Pam for Christ. This is my boy Dre. Okay, we're gonna give you two different point of views. The subject is, does strict parents raise more effective kids that are liars, effective liars for kids? And we want to know whether or not that's true or false. I feel that can go both ways. It's true and it's false. The reason why I'm gonna say it's false is because of the simple fact that each person is their own person, and they do say however you're raised, that's pretty much how you come out, or whatever you're being taught in the time of being raised. That's what pretty much tend to sway towards. But like I said, see, the thing about it, like I said, if you're a kid that pretty much know better, you know what I'm saying, then you don't have to be an effective liar because your parents are strict. You can still, tend to tell them the truth. But if you think that you're gonna get a spanking or a beating or something like that because you do tell the truth, then you will become a liar. But just speaking off of experience, I'll say I grew up with like my cousins and my aunt. Yeah, they were several of my aunts. They were truly strict, and my cousins, yeah, they were some good liars. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew that if they told their mom the truth, then they knew that they were getting trouble because they were very mischievous. But at the same time, if they didn't do what they did, then they wouldn't have to be an effective liar.
Right.
My mom, she was not a strict mom. She was very I guess you could say loosey goosey. She let me do whatever I wanted to do. But the thing about it was, I had already learned from watching my cousins and my sisters and my brother and uncles and stuff like that. I had already learned from watching other people, what to do and what not to do, what the parents expected and what the parents didn't expect. So I made sure as an individual and as a child that I didn't follow no footsteps because I knew I wasn't a liar. And I wasn't good at lying either. And because my parents knew that I wasn't a liar, and I didn't know how to lie, they could always rely on me to tell the truth about whatever was going on. Therefore, I made sure that I did right, so that I didn't have to lie because they knew that I wasn't a liar. So I feel that being a parent that's not strict, you tend to be a little bit more free to make your mistakes because you know that you're not going to get beat for making a bad mistake or making the wrong mistake or whatever. So with my parents not being strict and them letting me do whatever I want to do, have whatever company I want to have, and you taught me right and wrong. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't this, don't that. That doesn't mean that I didn't do it or that I didn't try it. But when I did, because I knew better, then I tend not to do it, and then I didn't have to lie and say, "Well, no, mama, I don't smoke," in which I wasn't, because of the simple fact that I didn't want to have to be running back and forth trying to lie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you do become an effective liar, I feel, if your parents are strict because you're trying to experience life. But at the same time, with experiencing life, you're going to make some mistakes and stuff like that. So now you have to learn how to lie in order to not get in trouble with your parents. But what do you think about that?
So effective. I guess that's perspective, right? Because like, what do you think about like who's an effective liar in the sense of, I didn't been around people who had military point parents that like had that real kind of strict background and upbringing, and it's like they tried to be effective liars, but they weren't, and you could tell, and you could tell that they were just rebellious growing up. So it was like one of those things where it's like, yeah, they had that strict upbringing, but they fought it more. All they did was fight more because it's like, they had a certain way that they want to raise, when they want to raise their kids, and the kids weren't going for that. They seen the other kids out and about, or the other people, and how they were acting. It's like, hey, why can't I act like that?
Right,
so,
right.
It's just, it all depends on, like you said, it's a case by case basis. But what I do want to say is it opens up in a conversation about being a strict parent versus being a, what do you call it, loosey goosey parent?
Yeah, because my mom, she was she was very, I guess you can say, open with a lot of stuff.
Right.
She didn't keep us boxed in. She told us right from wrong, and she let us
She
make our own decisions. Yeah,
see,
she wanted us to experience.
What happens with that is that you're more open to going to it, right? You're more open to going to it because you ain't worried about getting beat. You
I know that's real.
It's some things that you still feel like you ain't gonna go to about something extreme, but you're more open to it versus when you have that super strict parent, you're not gonna open up to them. And that's a lot of times when we see these people on, things happen to certain kids and stuff, and these strict parents jump on news and like, that could have been my kid. They weren't like that. They weren't raised like this and that. And I was having this conversation with a parent the other day. It's like you really have to know your kid.
Yeah.
You really have to know your kid. When I say know your kid, not on the surface. You really have to be involved. And a lot of times, so if you're just so hard and so down on them, they're not gonna let you in. So there's a balance.
So basically,
there's a balance. But to kind of keep it on subject, I believe that if you are a stricter parent, that you will have those kids that will try to develop their line skills and make them more effective. So it's just a case by case basis, because you have those kids that do it and they probably do it well, but they run by me. I can see through it.
Yeah, but then that's the thing about it, because it didn't make a difference, because the parents could see through it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even if you were trying to lie or be an effective liar, they could see through it. They already knew, because they had already experienced everything as well themselves. So
well, see, I was on the opposite end. I would say I more had a stricter upbringing, because my parent wasn't directly in the military, but like my step parents, my other people around were kind of military bound. So it was being around them more so, and it's like I never wanted to lie, I don't think it made a difference.
Right.
So I never wanted to, because it's like, all right, if I lie, I gotta cover this up with another lie and another lie, and then now I have this big story that I have to remember about all these lies. So it's just about like you said, case by case basis. It's about, if you really have the desire to want to get good at the wrong thing, I guess you could, but I'm just saying.
One is a good at the wrong thing, but like even with like I said, even let's just say with my cousins, right?
Yeah.
Auntie was strict. It was no boys in the house. It was you got to be in at 6 or 7 o'clock, and it was just the normal, no sex, and what I'm saying, don't eat certain things, and you get what I'm saying, and you knew it was certain things you wanted to eat. You knew it was a boy you wanted to sneak out the house and watch or see or be with or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You knew you wanted to do little simple stuff like that, but because I believe the rules were made and the rules were put down, and you looking at your friends and your friends is able to go out on dates and do this and do that or whatever, so you tend to lie to your parent or parents, depending on how many in the household. And so in order for you not to get in trouble, but like you said, they can still tend to see through it. So my thing is, like I said, I was never a good liar, so why lie about it? So instead of me trying to sit here and try to find a lie and make up another lie to cover up that lie, I just went ahead and told the truth. But the thing about it was, I didn't do anything to make me want to lie, to make me have to lie. You know what I'm saying? And even with me being my mom being open to let me do whatever I wanted to do, if I did it, okay, I told her. Or if she found out about it, I didn't lie. I said, oh no, that wasn't none of me. I told her.
Right.
But like I said, I didn't participate in doing, mischievous stuff, because I wasn't a good liar. So,
but see, in this day and age, when you talk about your cousins, it's like everything that you just said that they laid down, they're gonna try anyway. So it's one of those things where it's like, I know the conversation or the idea of compromising with your kids sound ridiculous, but come on, like they're gonna do it anyway. So instead of no boys in the house, hey, you want to have somebody over? I need to be here. That's like when I was growing up and dating. That's the parents of the females that I used to talk to. That's what they would do. So it was even to a point where like they have a 2-story. I'll be upstairs with them. They'll be downstairs. They feel more like okay, nothing. They hope the guy, and we didn't, would try anything while we sitting here downstairs. Right. But they knew for a fact where their daughter was and who they was with and all this stuff. So some again, that would kind of cut down on it, but that's just my take on it.
No, but because that's just even when Mama had asked me had I ever smoked before, and the thing about it was I'm telling on you now, brother, but my brother actually gave me when we were young, we would always pick up the little cigarette butts and stuff like that. Yes, we did. We picked them up. We used to pick them up, pretend like we smoked them, cigars and the cigarettes and stuff like that or whatever. But as far as like actually getting one and like smoking our own, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, my brother gave me some weed.
Yeah.
He gave me some weed.
Shame on you.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it was my brother knew me to the point where he knew I wouldn't like it. So he gave it to me. He said, smoke that. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to smoke it. He was like, don't smoke it. And when I say, honey, I was choking, gagging, and coughing so bad, and I'm like, never again. I'm not gonna. I think I was 14. I want to say I was 14, 13 or 14 or something like that. I want to say 14, but I was choking and gagging all over. I'm like, this is nasty. I don't like it. Blah blah blah. And he didn't have to worry about me smoking weed ever again because I didn't. Now that's not to say I ain't sell it. But that's another story for another time. But when I smoked it, I just absolutely didn't like it. My brother gave me some alcohol. When I drank it, I absolutely didn't like it. And he knew from that point on, he knew I wasn't gonna touch it. In which, I didn't. He didn't have to worry about me touching that. So even when my mom asked me later on, had I ever, smoked marijuana, then I was like, And I told my mom, I said, and I didn't like it. I said, no, my one and only time doing it. I said, I hated it. I couldn't stand it. And she knew I was telling the truth. But I still told her, I chose to tell her the truth, about the whole situation. Instead of saying, oh, no, mama ain't no. No, mama, yeah, I did. But I didn't like it. And she was like, oh, okay. Because she knew that I would never try it again because she knew I was telling her the truth.
But see, and that's interesting too, because like I said, my everybody outside of my mother was kind of military bound. And so like when you talk to my mother, I guess you can say she's a little more on the looser side, like yours was. And what's interesting is like when you talk about smoking and different things, she didn't encourage it, but it wasn't like these, like for example, like having sex. I'm talking about when I was a kid, and it's like she wasn't like, I forbid you. It was like, listen, this is what can happen.
Right?
And
right.
So it would be to a point. I could have females, but you know what? Honestly, I was a very late bloomer. I didn't never do that. I was scared to death.
I was just gonna say, come on.
So it was like she didn't block my opportunity. More so, she just warned me about what would be, the
result
of my actions. So,
But see, my mama was the exact same way. But see, the thing about it is, she really didn't have to do too much telling me about the result of the action because I was looking at my sister and them, getting pregnant at an early age. So right. I already saw the result firsthand. So I was like, what, baby, big belly, pregnant, what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and even with, me being a auntie, because my sister had the baby when I was 10. So with me being an auntie at 10, which that's a whole other story too, because actually I was an auntie before I was born, honey. It's 12 of us. I'm the youngest out of 12. Oh my God. But, just saying in the household, well, I was 10. So just even looking at that and experiencing that and having to change diapers and all this other stuff, whatever, I was like, I'm not finna do that. Even though mama had already taught me the birds and the bees, and I was actually able to look at the birds and the bees, looking at my sister and them do what they were doing, like he was saying, I was a late bloomer too. I was a virgin until I was 19 years old. And the thing about it was, my mom, she knew boys was coming to the house. Number one, she knew I was a tomboy. So she already knew I wasn't even interested, you know what I'm saying, in a man. Or I wasn't even interested in what they had between their legs. Why? Because I was too busy playing football and baseball and basketball and beating them up. You know what I'm saying? Lifting weights and all that. I wasn't interested at all. So mama knew that wasn't a problem. So as far as like company, yeah, you can have whoever you want to have over. Why? Because she knew she could trust me because she knew I wasn't that type of person. But even when I did have somebody over, I told my mama, hey mama, such and such came over today. She was like, oh, okay, what did y'all do? And I told her, oh, shoot, we were back there lifting weights. We watched the movie. We went on outside. Yeah. I mean, cause tomboy. Yeah. But I told mama whoever came over and what all we did. And, I didn't have to lie about that. I didn't have to sneak you through the one thing. No, why? Because mama was more open and I was more, prone to telling the truth instead of me running around here trying to lie. Instead of, you telling me, oh, you can't have no boys over now. She was like, oh, you can have whoever you want to have over because she trusted me enough. But I believe that's the reason why a lot of the parents are strict because they don't trust the kids because of the simple fact that they didn't trust themselves because even when
they know what they did.
even though they knew what they did.
Yeah.
So
well,
but anything else
the last thing about that is, if you knew what you did, think about how I guess your upbringing was and what caused you to do this. And so it makes just not a domino effect. Mm-hmm. So you think about you as a parent now. Okay, so what happened when I was growing up? What was the disconnect there? And use that as fuel for your kids. But that's all.
Yeah. But guys, that's our opinion, on that. And like I said, they could come from experiences, but at the same time, that's our opinion as well. But you mark in the comment section whether or not you think that that's true or whether or not you think that it's false, and then you tell us the reason why you think that it's true or if it's false, because there's such a wide range on that particular subject. But this is your girl Pam and this is your guy Dre right here. I love you and peace.